Welcome. Come on in. So, it's it's very important for us to be always honor and give respect to the power of poetry. And one of the things that we realize is that poetry, it doesn't just express the world, it actually makes worlds. It creates new futures. It creates ways and pathways for us to be able to have the kinds of deep connections that we often are missing in everyday life. And we have a wonderful treat, a poet, an artist, a spiritual practitioner, and someone who has come to offer her words and also her music, Vania Luna, and her accompaniment, who will be giving us some powerful words also in honor of the spirits, the animas. Y para los que están hablando en español, ahora vamos a tener un poco de poesía, que esas palabras no solamente nos llena y nos da vida, pero también crea mundo. Y es muy importante para nosotros siempre tener esa parte de la creación de la poesía como parte de las tradiciones, pero también como creando las energías que nos dan las ánimas y que nos dan la fuerza en realidad de seguir, porque ahora la vida es muy dura y todos estamos pasando por tiempos duros, pero venir aquí juntos, celebrar con los niños, con las familias, con los danzantes y con todos ustedes en comunidad. En esta institución es parte de lo que nosotros podemos hacer como contribuir. Y se lo voy a pasar a la comadre.
Hello, everyone. If you can hear me, please repeat after me. If you could hear me, say peace, love, respect for myself, for everybody, paz, amor, respeto para todos. H, H, H. All right. Hi, hello, everyone. My name is Vania Luna Gutierrez. I'm going to be doing some original poems with you all here today. Super excited and honored to be here. Thank you to Princeton, thank you to the Efron Center, and thank you so much, Aisha, for inviting us out. I want to also introduce my lovely, lovely bandmates. So here we have the incredible Fabian Vergara, who's going to be playing some guitar for us. Can we get a warm welcome and a round of applause for him? And we also have the incredible Diego Jimenez doing some light percussion. Could we get a warm welcome and a round of applause for him? All right, thank you all so much. We're gonna go ahead and jump into the poems. This first poem is titled Respuestas del Mas Alla. And it is a poem that I wrote in homage and dedication to my ancestors, and it is also an imagining of a conversation that we might have together when I need a little bit of extra love or they want to uplift me. So this is Respuestas del Mas Alla. And shouldn't you know me? Should you ever forget my name? You can find me in the bridge of your nose, in your arms and how they seem to trail centuries back. I've known a love as lucky as you, as lucky as liberándonos del llanto y bailar a través del susto. I feel safest when I'm wrapped in your prayers, when water is the conduit and flames are our connection. I can tell you, healing is as constant as breath, that we all have shortcomings. Sometimes healing can come so naturally that we don't think twice about it. Don't have to move mountains for what was always meant to find us, and other times it is the sacrifice, the labor, the love and the channeling of ancestral rage. It is many arms lifting you and teaching you to lift yourself. The reminder that healing requires diligence and is our responsibility. Remember, from the afterlife, there are many, many hands extending their grace, praying over you, opening the doors which propel you forward and closing others for your protection. The most tender love, the most tender, tender love comes from spirits humming while a meal is being prepared. We are much closer than you think. In the ways you gaze at the budding sprouts bursting from the soaked soil, in your fingers, in the ways that they harden with dry dirt just like ours did. The trees, the plants are our ancestors as much as your palms are inherited, as much as your smile is an offering to those that came before you. Where do you think your hips learned to move that way? And your feet learn to drum the ground like that? You, our child, a sacrament of our vision in life. There is mystery, grief, beauty, shadows, colors, absence, presence, yearning, joy, love. Love, love, love. Should you ever feel you cannot find me, remember your name. Know it is a prayer we dreamt and molded into becoming. Should you ever forget our names, remember your own. Know that you are births of our prayers, molded by our hands, hearts, and hums. We are much closer than you think. We are much, much closer than you think. Thank you. Okay, thank you all so much. This next poem I'll be doing a cappella, and the vibe is gonna switch a little bit. So this poem is serious in a different way, and I would like to give a trigger warning for femicide, because this poem is about femicide, specifically in Mexico, and it's dedicated to Debahni Susana Escobar Bazaldua, who was 18 years old when she was taken from this world. And I wanted to bring this poem here to this space because Animas, or Dia de los Muertos, is about honoring our fallen, right? And I want to remember her, and I want to remember the other folks. On the altar, we have this frame that says no olvidades and no olvidadas, and yeah, this is in honor of Debahni Susana Escobar Bazaldua. And I'll start with a statistic. In Mexico, 7 women go missing every day, and more than 70% of them are concentrated in Mexico State, Morelos, Jalisco, and Nuevo León, according to Mexico's National Missing Persons Commission. For our disappeared, our kidnapped, our murdered. What of my sisters? I want them here alive, breathing, dancing, screaming, healing, happy, protected, free. Returned, returned, returned. Armed with freshly sharpened machetes, weapons of their choosings, with the justice of their choosings dripping, with the blood of that which threatens us. I want my sisters returned to themselves, to their mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, cousins, lovers, friends, angels, spirits, to themselves, themselves returned. I want the earth to tremble in their absence, need a starved, terrifying, gaping hole to swallow their predators, trap them in darkness with each other, let destruction live amongst itself. Exigimos ni una más ni uno menos. We demand not one more, not one less. I want to look forward and find a future where our women aren't more intimate with violence and fear than they are care. I want my sisters to know love, protection, peace. We demand a revolution for the way we are valued, treated, respected, revered, returned, returned, returned. What of their lives and their honor? I want them returned, avenged, returned. I want a volcano to engulf the presidential palace, drown it in red magma and dismember it into soot. I want the volcano to screech. No peace or space for colonial palaces that dismember and disappear my daughters, that hoard power, that don't look to make amends. No room for monuments painted in the blood of my children. You have failed. You will pay. Quiero mis hermanas, primas, tías, mamás, amigas, wiped clean of all of our pains, fears, traumas, grief. We need our people returned, returned healing, returned vengeful, returned safe, returned seeking, returned empowered. I want our dignity, respect, rights, life returned, returned, returned to us that which has been stolen. And if not, trust us to take it back anyway. We will accept nothing less. Returned, renewed, revolutionized, rebirthed, revenged, returned, returned, returned. Thank you. Okay. I'd like to invite you all to take a deep breath if you feel called. Okay, thank you all for this space and for listening and for honoring these spirits alongside of us. This last poem that I'll be doing is one of my favorite poems to perform, especially with these two. And this one is titled Mama's Journey, and it's about my mom's immigration story from Michoacán, Mexico to Chicago, Illinois. And I also want to make some space to acknowledge the spirits and the people that make migrations and don't make it out alive. And this poem is also for them and honoring their lives and their journeys. Te imagino pequeñita, lleno de recuerdos de tu terreno, el lecherío un hermoso rojo, siempre colorado en ti. As the coyote pried the last keepsakes of home from your hands, your skinny little body became a tense frame of tears. You say they took your green journal with the only pictures you had of home. You would be crossing the river. You couldn't bring anything with you. You have lived so many lives. You were taken to tiptoe across sewer pipes until your eyes met the river's rapid tongue, hissing, a curse in the wind onto the sides of your cheek. You forced your hands to pray like your prayer-filled mother taught you, head bowed and hands clasped to every saint you could scramble onto a trembling tongue. You pled for survival, to cross the water's ravenous jaw, and you made it across. You made it across under a menacing indigo sky, pushed in a rubber tire by your Tío Mario, guided by a moon bright enough to offer hope, your two youngest siblings seated in your anxious arms, breath barely a quiet whisper in your lap. You ran and hid behind a brick building, dripping in the river's grief, waiting in darkness until you were picked up in Laredo, taken to Houston, reunited with the rest of your siblings, and driven to the soil and sun you would raise me under. 17 hours from Houston to our home, sweet Chicago. On the drive, you are introduced to KFC. Small hands scramble into a bucket of warm, steamy chicken, little fingers wrap around hot bone, dripping with grease through toothy grins. You arrive in Chicago's August heat. Abuelo takes all 8 of you to the store to buy shorts. You spend the day in conversation with Lake Michigan. She is the only thing in this city that speaks a language of fresh water familiar to you. Like creeks trailing with red clay mud in las montañas de Michoacán. The lake listens. She tells you all about this city. She teaches you how to pronounce home in Chicago and mine in the same sentence in English. You learn how to say this in Humboldt Park on the city's west side, where you will teach me how to grow into myself years down the line. I look up to find your fascination shine through my own eyes, lunáticas mujeres, made of all the strange bright light dancing with indigo sky, with voices like wind chimes floating through early spring heat. I lay next to you, counting a blessing, chanting prayer for you, for every birthmark I can make out on your body. For every follicle on your head, I realize that all that I am is because you are, because you stood death fearlessly in the face and demanded that life be breathed into you. And so it was, and so you are, mujer mágica, mujer mágica, mujer mágica who has taught me bravery. How to rip apart borders from the soft, soft soil. Thank you.
Okay. Can we have another just heartfelt round of applause for Vania Luna and her accompaniment?